On the way to the 2016 World Series, Cubs shortstop Addison Russell was in a slump. For a young baseball wife newly married, it wasn't what Melissa Russell expected.
I remember when he got a home run, like when his like streak, when he finally like broke it. I was bawling, like literally in the stands. I was like, thank God. Like I was just like, oh my God, thank God, like finally. So he's like, I don't have to like expect him to be grumpy when he comes, when we go back to the hotel. And everyone thought I was crying because I was happy, but I was crying because I was just relieved that I didn't have to like be around, so like I didn't have to deal with him being like in a bad mood.
It was just over a year ago when an Instagram post from these Florida beaches sent shockwaves through Chicago and had Major League Baseball launch an investigation. A friend of Melissa's claimed these happy pictures hid a dark and ugly secret of abuse. Back then, Melissa refused to cooperate with the league investigation. Then before the 2018 playoffs, Melissa posted her own blog, which led to another league investigation and put Addison on administrative leave.
It felt like the right time. It wasn't even a thought in my mind about baseball. It was the last thing that I was thinking about. I didn't even know how I was going to post it, and all of a sudden, like, I was like, the thought popped in my head. I'm like, okay, well, and I got my notes out, and then I started writing, and I was like, okay, like, and I just like knew. I just had a feeling, like, I knew that that's okay. I'm going to post it tonight. Like, I feel like I'm going to do it.
She took us back to the beginning of their relationship.
I was like, oh, okay, he's like really nice. Like I feel super comfortable. Like he's funny. Like we like really click. Like everything is just, our personalities were just super compatible. And he was like a really like family oriented like person, and that's how I am too. So I was just like, wow, like this is perfect. Like wow, I feel like I met like my soulmate almost. Like it was crazy how I don't think I've ever clicked with anybody like that. Like so quick, and it was awesome.
Both were young, just 20 years old.
Everything was good for a while, but there was some red flags.
There was another woman already pregnant with Addison's child. Melissa became pregnant as well. Even before the marriage, she says life with Addison wasn't easy.
So I actually tried to break it off numerous times, and I'm like, I don't think I can do this. Like I think like that I'm like overthinking things, I'm getting in my own head, and then it's gonna start us from not being happy. And then he would just reassure me, Melissa, like no, like it's not like that, like I love you and you're the one I want, I promise, like we're gonna be fine, like we're gonna get through this.
They did marry about 10 months before the World Series.
The physical stuff wasn't like every day or every month. It was just like when the fan. Fights just started getting worse. He broke my phone in half with his hands.
What happens between two people behind closed doors is difficult to know. Melissa provided texts and pictures to the league for their investigation. Today, Major League Baseball found Russell guilty for violating the league's domestic violence policy and suspended him 40 games. Addison accepted the MLB proposed resolution, saying, "I wish my ex-wife well, and I hope we can live in peace for the benefit of our child." Melissa shares a story of one of Addison's episodes with their son in his arms.
He had Aiden in his arms, so it was just like really scary, and I didn't know what to do. And you just I didn't know what to do or how to handle it, so I just didn't do anything. Like what are you supposed to do? And I didn't tell anybody. And then I made excuses. I just kept making excuses, and it was just more of like, you just don't realize it, but you just get so like caught up in that, and you don't know how to like, I don't know, defend yourself. Or even when you try and like explain to them, or when I try to explain to him, like how that made me feel, it was like he did nothing wrong. And it happened because I did something.
Melissa goes on to describe other controlling behaviors from Addison.
There was times when I needed more money and he wouldn't put anything in there, and I would literally have like no money in my account. So there was a couple times where I had to ask my mom to transfer me like some stuff, like just until he was like over his little, I don't know, power trip.
She says she hid her pain from family, friends, and even the wives of other Cubs players.
Some of them knew bits and pieces of things that I would tell them, but they didn't know, like, fully on nothing. Just, like I said, I put on, you put on a face.
108 years in the making, overcoming curses and bad luck, the Cubs win the World Series. Melissa says that the win wasn't enough to stop the violence.
And that's when, like, another, physical stuff happened, and then it was just like, I just shoved it under the rug because it was postseason, and I just wanted to enjoy it.
Still, they were together on the celebration bus as it rode through the streets of Chicago.
We took a picture with the trophy on the bus, and everybody was posting pictures. Like, other wives were posting pictures before their husband post pictures, but I was gonna post a picture of the trophy, and he got mad at me because I was gonna post our picture before he did.
The two finalized their divorce in August.
I get how people are like, why did you stay? But they don't understand, like, when you're in that situation and you have all these, you love your husband, you don't really, like, see it from the outside looking in. Like, you just, like, it's like you're blind to, like, the freaking obvious of, like, what's going, you know what I mean? So I just really was just like, we're married, like, what am I going to do anyway? Like, we're married. Like, what am I supposed to do? Go home and what?
She says now is the right time for her to speak out. She posted a blog to support other women who might find themselves in a similar situation.
When I wrote my blog and I posted it, it's because, like, I know how hard it is to go through something like that, and I know how hard it is to feel trapped and alone, and just, it's like, I just know how it's a really dark place. And to think that there's other women out there that felt just like I did or even worse, and they don't have anybody, or they're continuing to live like that. Like, I can't, it breaks my heart, like, thinking about it, 'cause, like, no one should live like that.
She hopes to be a positive voice to other women who, she says, like her, need a push to get out, get safe, and move on with their lives.
I've come a really long way, and I just know that there's purpose to our pain. And I know that even though I went through something that was awful, that you can turn a bad situation and use it for something good.